The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 2024 summer edition of The Local Show. I'm your host, Tom Soccocio Jr., along with my good friend and co-host, Steve Roberts. The Local Show features conversations about local businesses. We talk to the business owners, CFOs, CEOs, entrepreneurs, nonprofits, business advocates, and basically anyone who'll talk to us. We learn how they got into business and why they do business right here in Syracuse, New York, where their businesses might be going in the future. You're going to hear all about their successes, their challenges, opportunities, marketing, and advertising. We're broadcasting from the Zoey Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor, Wills and Trusts. And you can see the whole show on YouTube, and you can see legacy shows on YouTube as well. So how are you doing there, Steve, as we bound into fall?
Legacy shows. Tom, I love your vocabulary. Most would say old.
Yeah.
Most would say old shows, but you say legacy. You got a grasp on your good vocabulary, Tom. Did you do fantastic in English in high school?
Yes, I did.
Did you like 101 on the English Regents?
I really did.
I can see that.
And then I had a calendar back when I was on the old WHEN. I had a word of the day because Rush Limbaugh used to do that.
Well, that's kind of cool.
And he had a little calendar, and you would learn a different word and the meaning of the word. And
this may shock you, but I actually had to take the English Regents twice in 11th grade. Does that shock you? Are you shocked?
Well, I always say you do English as a second language very well.
Thank you. I did great on American history. I flew through that. But,
sure. And you like numbers, right? Somewhat.
I like numbers. Math was not great in school, but I like numbers now because I only basically focused on the remedial math, which is what we use, right?
Right.
So if somebody says, I need a percentage of this, I can usually do it fairly quickly, but I still try to figure out what X is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why anybody cares.
I know. And you don't use that much practically, right? People don't use it in a practical way. We got a great show racked up for everybody, so stick around. We're going to talk with Mike Albanese. We had him on a few weeks ago. We're going to talk to him again. He's the owner of Albanese Longhorns. And then Sheila Ostrom stops by. She's the owner of Senior Home Care and Alzheimer's Solutions. Christina Farrar is the Mobile Maple Experience Coordinator for the New York State Maple Association, and she's going to stop by, talk about what they're doing at the fair and what that exhibit's all about. Neil Carr will also come by and have a conversation about Prime Heating and Air. Alan Poster, the owner, I think he's the sole owner
of
Ra-Lin's. Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about them. They're the original discounter. I don't know if you know.
I did know that.
Maureen Kaljeski is the certified podorthist at Syracuse Orthopedic Specialists. And then Scott Lickstein is a partner at Newman and Lickstein. We'll get a little attorney action there right here on the Local Show. Stick around for all that. Mike Albanese is back again. How are you there, Mike?
I'm fine. Good morning.
Good morning. And I'm glad you took time to... Well, who takes care of the cows when you're not around?
They're not cows, Tom.
Well, the Longhorns.
Yeah, they're cows, yeah. I have some help.
Good.
But they're kind of on autopilot at the moment. They're out doing what they do in the summers.
Yeah.
Vacationing?
Not exactly, but sort of. For me, it's a little minor mini vacation, yes.
Yeah. You're probably used to waking up early and starting your day with them, right?
Yeah, because where we live, of course we have cattle there, so yeah. So
sure.
I like to be up when the birds start. I love to hear the birds sing in the morning.
How long have you been doing that?
Nearly 40 years.
Wow.
From the cow business.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That is
I'm
something
a little older
else.
than that.
Yeah. So for the longest time, get a little closer to that, Mike. For the longest time, I didn't know where they were, and I'm familiar with Myers Creek Brewing right there in Kaz, Critz Farms. I've driven by there 10,000 times, but I never oh, that's kind of nice. Didn't realize what you have there. Tell us, what do you have there?
Well, at that location, we have other farms as well, but at that location, we have primarily adult female cows. In other words, cows that would be having babies or calves at that location. And we also winter them and the yearlings there. So we have a full active working farm, which we put up winter stores for the winter, and we winter them there. And we also live at that location. So that's basically in a nutshell what we have there. And we also have a store where we sell beef, leather products, hides, horns, and other types of leather items.
Right. Where are your other farms?
Lafayette, Pompey, and let's see what I'm Jamesville.
How do you manage all of them?
He does it all
I just do a
himself.
poor job of it. So it's a fire, put her out or fire thing, and, as they pop up.
Yeah.
I have some good help.
So
I have some-
Longhorn beef, am I calling it? Is that the right term?
That could be, yes.
So in my head, I always want to throw Texas in the front of that, Tom.
Well,
that's
they
because
are
that's what his
Texas
business
Longhorns.
right, but
yeah.
they're in Casanova. It feels
Well-
like they got lost.
They're not lost. They're just adapted to that place. But they are registered Texas Longhorns, and again, primarily we raise them for breeding stock. You know, meat kind of the COVID thing kind of brought that to the forefront, if you will, and it kind of took off. And we kind of
Why did it? I don't understand what COVID had to do with that.
Well, Tom, I don't know that answer. I think that people were unsure where their food, if it was safe, where it was
I
coming
see.
from, if it'd be enough of it.
So
And
they wanted a natural source,
Local.
maybe local, yeah.
I think local, and they
Yeah.
were kind of looking for options in case Wegmans ran out.
Oh, okay, right.
Of
Gotcha.
course, that is ridiculous. It never happened, or was never. Well, I shouldn't say never, but probably will never
Yeah.
happen. So that's and then we really weren't into the meat business then. Since it's kind of taken hold, and we're doing okay with it. But again, our focus still is breeding stock.
I see.
So what's different between? Talk to me about grass-fed versus other fed, because you hear it, but I don't know that anybody. I think the people that know, but I think the people that don't know don't understand the difference.
Well, the grass-fed, obviously, it's natural for bovine to graze. It's not natural for them to eat grain. They will, of course, but it changes the texture and the appearance of the meat. Grain, of course, will put fat, put a lot of marbling, where grass-fed typically isn't as much. The breed matters some. There's less internal fat in Longhorn than there is an English breed, for example, Angus or Hereford. But I think it's also the fact that it may be some more natural. We happen to be chemical-free and hormone-free, which adds a little dynamic to the whole thing. But grass-fed, I think, is a more natural product.
Yeah. So just so people know that some farmers may use hormones to enhance the beef.
Growth hormone.
It's
a growth hormone, and
right.
that chemical is in the product that they buy at the store.
And then, of course, to keep the animal healthy, they may use certain antibiotics, which also get transferred to human consumption.
It does.
Yeah.
But let me be clear that
Yeah.
if an animal at my place needs help, if they're sick and need help, they're going to get it.
Right.
The vast majority, of course, make it through their life without any help, but we don't neglect them by not
Right,
offering
yes.
veterinary services when it's required.
So
Yeah.
we were out at Myers Creek last weekend, and your herd, we're all out by the road, up on the north end or whatever it is. It was amazing. It was just beautiful. They're along the fence, and there were some smaller ones and some larger ones, and they were eating grass, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's grass-fed. That was actually half. The other half is on the south side.
Oh, is that what it was?
You didn't venture that far.
No, because I went to Myers Creek
Yeah, that was half.
and saw it there. So people can purchase directly from you
Yes.
the grass-fed meat. And Tom,
Yes.
I got to tell you a secret you're going to be mad about. You ready? They brought some tomahawk steak in last time.
Yes,
ate
and
it.
I know I didn't get
Yes,
any of
I
that,
ate
so
it. And
thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I don't do a lot here, so.
Yeah.
But
I understand.
we encourage people to come by the farm.
Oh, my gosh.
Call for make sure we're there. we encourage people to come by, look around. We'll be glad to show them around and tell them what we do.
But so AlbaneseLonghorns.com.
Correct.
And they can call you at 289-2699.
Also correct. Yeah.
Okay, so 289-2699. If you're looking for some healthy Texas Longhorn right here in town,
And just an experience.
and it's a great experience.
Excellent. Mike, you have a great rest of the day, okay?
Thank you.
All
Yeah,
right.
both of you. Yeah.
Coming up next, we're going to talk with Sheila Ostrom. She's the owner of Senior Home Care and Alzheimer's Solutions right here on the local show on 570 WSYR.